Leos. Leos, you are drawing new emotional boundaries around emotional security. So, this is about creating new boundaries around what is home, what is family, what is comfort for you, what does it take for you to thrive, what sort of emotional nurturing do you need to be the best lion that you can be, what will make that kitty cat purr. That's the question for Leos, is trying to create that new emotional boundary. Now, this means that you're going to go ahead and cut the cords to dysfunctional family relationships, end toxic patterns that started in childhood. This is the end, really, of Leo's dysfunctional childhood messing up the rest of their life. And yes, we all had a dysfunctional childhood. I haven't met anyone who had. Oh, the only person I know had a functional childhood is Betty White. But Betty was a Capricorn, so I don't know if she's being honest. Okay, not that Capricorns lie, but just, they tend to like only point out the good stuff, right? Like, but the point is like everyone had dysfunctional childhoods, but you can no longer allow that dysfunction to affect your emotional kernel and to affect your foundation. So you have to build a solid moat around your castle and keep your castle high vibration, your emotional foundation high vibration. What this does is put you into a seat of power in daily life. So what has challenged your power at work, in daily life, in routines, in your health? Basically, what the planets are saying is right now, the thing in the way of you being an empower in daily life is that your home, family, and emotional kernel is not grounded. So when you ground your emotional kernel, then you can take the seat of power in your daily life, which means the promotions will happen, which means the connections will happen, which means the referrals will happen, which means business will stir up, all from coming from an emotionally grounded place. Okay. Now, the story that's going to change is self-love. And this is a big deal because Leos naturally do love themselves, but they also naturally don't love themselves in other areas. Like I know a lot of Leos will be like, oh, I'm fabulous at this, but I'm horrible at this, or my wardrobe sucks, or blah, blah, blah. So there's things you love about yourself, but you don't fully love yourself unconditionally. So I think the story change for Leo is unconditional self-love, that there are no conditions. You don't have to be a star to love yourself. You don't have to be married to somebody hot to love yourself. You don't have to own, be a celebrity to love yourself, that you're going to unconditionally love yourself. I think that is the power seat for Leos going forward. Now, this squares off with Saturn and Pisces, which is trusting yourself. The new spiritual story is Leos trust themselves. And I talked about this last week in last week's horoscopes. A lot of times Leos lost trust in themselves because of who they were intimate with, who they let in that betrayed them, who they didn't let in, that they were sorry they let that person go. They cut people loose when they really wanted that person in their life. So you ended up losing trust in yourself and your old story, your old karmic story. But now that you love yourself unconditionally, you can trust yourself unconditionally. So I think the new story for Leos is they love themselves unconditionally, they trust themselves, and now they're in the seat of power when it comes to daily life. It's going to be very powerful. And Leos, we need you with Pluto and Aquarius. It's going to oppose your sun. You are going to have to shine like you have never shined before, starting January 20th and 21st.
It's serious joy, joy, joy.